What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great hump day. That's right, it is the middle of the week, Wednesday. We're here, and we're talking some birds. We're getting through. We got 88 days left until Eagles football. Technically 57 if you want to consider preseason, but we've got training camp coming up 25th. They will be there, and then 26th is the first day of practice. But trying to get excited for the birds here. And look, I'm always going to be pumped up, and especially these last couple of years, really a lot of excitement in the air. And you've heard talking about these people that we're adding and the things that we are able to do to continue building upon this thing. And one of the pieces that we added this all season, well, his name is Nolan effing Smith, and well, we're going to talk about him here today. So I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time. Hope you're all having yourselves a great day. If you're watching this live, watching this later, feel free to comment whatever is on your mind, whether you want to talk about Nolan Smith, whatever it may be. But let's get this bad boy going, and I need Eagles football at all times. That's why we're here every damn day. Yo, my man, Twisted. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you tuning in, my dude. But let's get this bad boy going right now. Nolan Smith, he was participating in Von Miller's Pass Rush Summit, and some great names were there. You had Max Crosby, Micah Parsons was there. So, Von Miller himself, you talk about how Nolan Smith had mentioned, during the draft process, how he models his game after Von Miller. You talk about being a clone of Hassan Reddick. Oh, my Lord. Von Miller. Both pretty good, Von Miller, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of my time watching him growing up. I mean, the dude is a beast, and he's helping some of these younger guys. And Nolan Smith, he's pretty effing good, pretty effing fast. And we talk about learning from someone like Hassan Reddick. Well, now he's going out learning from someone like Von Miller, and well, I love to hear it. So pretty pumped up about it. We talked about him not long ago. I was showing you guys that clip. I'll show it again in case you missed it. But the dude, I really think, it's laughable that he fell to 30, and he's just unreal. Watching his get up, watching his just that pop right there, he is going to demolish people, and I think he's obviously only going to get better and better. And some excitement there. But you can see I got a little grab from the summit there. Didn't want to take any of their stuff, but you can go check out all the stuff they posted online there. But you can see Nolan there. Obviously, there's Von Miller. But this kid, he's super athletic. And one of the things we talked about pre-draft and then when we drafted him was the fact that, well, he's super athletic and we have a need at linebacker, right? So maybe you give this kid some reps at off-ball linebacker. So apparently today, I don't know why they wouldn't tell us if this is something they saw while they're at OTAs. Clearly we're not allowed to be there as fans. But, dude, apparently he was getting those reps that we talked about at off-ball stacked linebacker, whatever you want to consider it here. And, for me, I think, this kid can do a lot of things, but he's going to need to be coached up. He needs some work here, but his skill set, that leaves no question to me that you can do a lot of things with him. Now, here were the things that made this apparent to me, and I'll show them to you here. Nolan Smith has a skill set of Fred Warner. He has the traits to be used like Fred Warner here by Jeff Mosher. And you can see over here on the other side, reportedly used Nolan Smith in stack linebacker role in OTAs. So that's something we talked about. Now, I don't know that I'm going to compare him to Fred Warner, considering to me Nolan Smith is definitely an edge rusher. That is something, Hassan Reddick, he is somebody that started in this league and they used as a stacked linebacker, an off-ball linebacker in Arizona. And, well, that did not work out well for him. And you see when he was used in Arizona in that way, he did well. Then he went to Carolina, did well. And now in Philadelphia, did well. So 3 years, 3 different teams, whooping that ass, over 10 sacks, each of those, teams, first player in history to do that. So I think that he obviously has a great skill set. And you look at Nolan Smith, you see the comparison, but I think honestly, Nolan Smith, he could get some work there and I think he could do well. Now, I'm not going to compare him to all-pro linebacker Fred Warner in that role. I do think that he will be fantastic as an edge rusher, but as someone that I think used in this defense, this Vic Fangio tree here of defensive coordinators we've had now with Sean Desai, I think with your edge rushers, certain guys have to be, capable of dropping into coverage. And Nolan Smith having that's great. And getting work, understanding what the other linebackers are doing on the field when you're in that edge rusher role, that's great. So I think for me, you want to do all you can with your toys here, and he is definitely one of those guys that I think, you're going to be able to do a lot of things with. So loved hearing this and love seeing him putting in the work. So I'm pretty pumped up about it. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Yo, happy to have you here live. I'm feeling pretty damn good. And hearing Nolan Smith is out there learning from Von Miller, seeing that video again, every time I watch it, I just get more and more excited for this defense that's coming because we know they were damn good last year. You build upon that. We know this is going to be the number one offense again. Well, up there, we know the Chiefs, the Bengals, they're out there. That's great. But we're going to go out and do our thing. That's all we have to focus on. And I think that there is so much excitement. And when you add young pieces like this, it gives you that hope. When I talk about it being dynasty season, getting excited for the future of this team, not just for this year, but for the long haul. You lock up your QB1 for the future and you start building around that. And my God, we've got a great young offensive coordinator, great young defensive coordinator, and you just keep building upon these things. And I just couldn't be more excited. So happy to have you here. Let me know how you're feeling. How are you feeling about this offseason? I know it's still 88 days away from week 1 here. I'm going to try my best to get you guys through this. And look, you guys are getting me through this. So let me know how you're feeling. I'm losing my mind half the time, but when I come here, it definitely helps calm me down a little bit to talk about the birds, anything you guys get me drifting off about. But yo, my dude, Lil in the building. Appreciate you tuning in, my dude. Clark Kent on regular days, Superman on game day. You know it, my dude. Yo, appreciate you, Twisted. And can't wait to see Nolan myself. And I think that, when we talked about this draft, the, possibilities here, there was so much talent. And at 10, it was like, okay, man, if you have Jalen Carter there, you got to get him, right? But we talked about Nolan Smith, and maybe if he falls a little bit, you trade back up, all these possibilities. Never in my wildest dream did I think he would fall to 30. So you had to take him there. You take him, and I couldn't be more ecstatic because you added Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. You have Jordan Davis from last year, Nakobe Dean. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Champions, man. And you're building something here to be champion on both sides of the ball, and that's what we need. So I'm very effing excited. And Nolan Smith, I think clearly he'll be the one that takes over for Reddick if he leaves. He had a 3-year deal that he signed. He's in his 2nd year. So after next year, if he walks, you've got your future here. But just this year, you talk about what we've got. Let me show you some graphics here in a second. Most important part of it is the work ethic. Yes, indeed. And, exactly what you talk about off the field stuff, what these guys are doing, that is so important. Every little detail matters. That's why I love the offseason. I love everything because every little thing matters. And you come out here and you're working with Von Miller, you're doing everything you can to get better, you're going to see results. So I love it, man. I think it's beautiful to see these young men doing things like this. And just this kid, I love him, man. Hearing what he has to say, how he talks, he's just a badass kid. And I'm very excited to see his future. My man Cole C in here. Yo, appreciate you tuning in. Yo, dude, I think Slag gonna have an even bigger chip. Yo, me too. And people talking shit. And, I think Matt Patricia being here, that's only going to be helpful for everybody, Super Bowl caliber stuff. And I know people make whatever of it, but to me, you're just adding people to this room that are going to be beneficial. And they have some things that obviously happened before in the past, but you obviously get rid of the beef. This is the NFL. They want to win. And I think that the chip on his shoulder is all the people talking shit. So that's just something that he's obviously going to use. And I think, hold on one sec. But I think that's one of the things that, you're going to see Darius Slay and James Bradbury continue to be one of the best duos in the NFL. And I also think that Avonte Maddox going to be able to hopefully stay healthy this year and provide, this being one of the best trios, it's going to make it easier for the safeties in the back. And obviously it all begins up front. And we talked about that front and what these guys are going to be able to do. So I think, oh my God, dude, I think everybody's going to have a chip on their shoulder. We lost the Super Bowl, and the young guys are in here to prove some things. So I'm very excited about this team. And, Nolan Smith, man. Look, with the edge rushers added this room, I talked about this. I'm just going to lump them all in as edge rushers, defensive end, outside linebacker, Sam linebacker, Will linebacker. We talk about all these differences, but these guys are going to have many different roles in this defense. Here are your edge rushers that some will be relied upon, most of them, to drop into coverage in certain times. Just certain areas it's going to happen. And I know people get upset about that, but look, it's just part of the disguise, part of the things that, the Vic Fangio tree of coordinators do. Now, Sweat and Reddick, they're the starters. And they demolished last year. You talk about Nolan Smith and Brandon Graham being the backups. Holy shit. I mean, just last year with Graham as the backup and Derek Barnett was hurt, you had, we had 70 sacks as a team. We're the first team in NFL history with 4 players over 10 plus sacks. And I think they all had like over 12 plus. So it's like, holy these guys, they're the real deal. And you had Nolan Smith get Derek Barnett back healthy, but you've got guys like Janarius Robinson, Patrick and Kyron Johnson, all battling it out. Teron Jackson, Matt Leo. So lots of competition there. But Nolan Smith, one of those guys who's clearly going to be part of the rotation there. It's who wants to be that back end. And either way, I think that's one of the strongest positions the Eagles have is edge rusher, and quite a rotation you see there. But linebacker is one of those positions where there's a lot of question marks. And, Nakobe Dean, very excited for his future. Nicholas Morrow, I think almost a clone of Kaiser White, an ex-safety that is going to come in and I think do well in this defense. But we talked about Christian Ellis, what he's been able to do this offseason. He could get, a chance to win that job. So there's competition there. Sean Bradley, Davian Taylor, Ben Van Sumer, and the undrafted kid was brought in. So you've got some guys, but hearing that Nolan Smith and as well Kyron Johnson getting work at off-ball linebacker, stacked linebacker, getting work at, at this role here, I think is great. You have to have versatility in every damn group we talk about. We talk about guys that can play other positions. So that's something that you want from this group. And if Kyron Johnson and Nolan Smith, which obviously Nolan's going to stick around, and I think Kyron will too, having versatility is going to get you more reps. So I'm all about it, ladies and gentlemen, all about it. And I like the depth that we have here, but do not get me wrong. I'm not against trading for someone like a Patrick Queen, a Devin White. You want to go out and get a safety like Budda Baker? I'm not against those things. So I'm all about it. But this defense we have here, I think is it's a damn good one and could be number 1 in the league. And I know it's a new coordinator, but I'm very excited to see what this team does. You just build on what you had last year, a lot of the same stuff, but clearly Sean Desai going to bring his own flavor with a lot of different things. So excited to keep learning more about those and continue to try to help show you guys what I've learned and try to help you learn some new things along the way. So we're going to get through this damn all season. Appreciate you tuning in, William. Hope you are doing well. Hope everyone out there is having a great week so far. But tomorrow, I'm going to try to get that damn defensive scheme video, and I'm going to continue showing you guys those things. And look, we talked about it. It's that video where, I broke down all the different schemes. And, we talked about the coverages. I didn't really have the information on that, but I have it now, finally. But we talk about the Eagles and what they're going to look like. I'm trying to find it. And, people want to talk about, 3-4. And look, I think really, when you see his schemes he ran, there was a lot of different things you're going to see. But like 5-2 is something we talked about. 4-3 under is something, we explained in that video, but 4-2 under as well. There's odd and even fronts is something, we try to get across. But the one he ran the most, a 2-4, with that nickel corner in there is something that, obviously, in the NFL, you're going to see a lot of and probably the most of. So, I mean, really, the terminology is something we broke down, but I'm going to continue to do that and continue to show you where guys like Nolan Smith can fit into different places. So, hope you'll keep continuing to tune in throughout this offseason. If you have any questions, you have anything you're looking for, you can always go to the playlist, find some videos out there, whatever your heart desires. Doing my best to get through this damn off season. 88 days away, ladies and gentlemen, from the first damn game of the season. So cannot wait, but I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time, whether you watch this live, you're watching this later. If you are watching later, feel free to comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling about Nolan Smith, the off season, whatever the hell's going on in your mind up there. Let's go. Let's get excited. Let's go get that effing trophy. Let's bring some damn good juju to our birds throughout this all season. But I hope you're all having yourselves a great week. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!